series. Giannis had a huge block shot in Game 4, is averaging just over 32 points in the finals. Devin Booker is Booker in the house, got stripped in the closing seconds Saturday, but he still has scored at least 40 points in back-to-back games. So Slick Rick is back with Acho, whose legacy has grown most in the finals. Oh, let's go. Let's go, Hoya.
This was easy, y'all. Giannis Ugo Adetokounmpo. His legacy, y'all, what y'all don't understand is this. It may sound asinine, it may sound ludicrous, whatever the case may be, but let's please remember, if Giannis wins this title and thus wins a finals MVP, by the age of 26, he is in the conversation and maybe above the conversation with the likes of the greatest of all time, LeBron James and Michael Jordan. I am not talking about talent. I am talking about achievements. I am trusting that y'all have the mental bandwidth to be able to separate the two. By talent, LeBron James. By talent, Michael Jordan. We get all that at 26. But by achievement, Giannis would have just as many MVPs as LeBron and one more than Jordan. Giannis would have a few less All-Star games. Really, it's just a couple less than LeBron and one less than Jordan. But by championships, he would have more. And by finals MVPs, assuming he wins, he would have more. Giannis's legacy would be just as great as the greatest by the age of 26. Here's how I look at it. I'm going to simplify it, and I'm going to be done with my first lap. Giannis came into the league like Jordan and like LeBron came into the league. And talent-wise, LeBron was handed a $10 bill, Jordan was handed an $8 bill, and Giannis was handed a $4 bill. But by the age of 26, Giannis would have more money than all of them.
Whoa.
I'm not talking talent, but I'm talking achievements and accomplishments. Giannis is checking every single box when it comes to legacy. 2 back-to-back MVPs, plus an NBA championship, assuming he can close out and seal this deal. Giannis's legacy, we won't even be able to fathom it, because to fathom it would be crazy.
Strong.
Acho, I loved your analogy, but I'd make it more extreme. I think that Giannis came into the league with about 50 cents compared to those other two guys. The length and the growth that he's had to have from the time that he came in, coming from a different culture, not growing up in this country, the whole NBA mindset, not being a star, not recognized as a star coming in, where the other two, without question, we're expected to be that. And I wanted to make this conversation, this subject, interesting. And so I really wanted to go off the board, because Drew Holiday has done amazing things for his legacy in the way that he's played. And Chris Paul, in simply getting to the finals, has changed his legacy. We'll discuss that more later. But it is Giannis. It is Giannis. It is Giannis. There is no... This is a 2-time MVP who was never in the conversation for best player in the league. And yet now that conversation has begun. And if he wins finals MVP and the Bucks win the title, then I would fully expect that that's the view of Giannis Antetokounmpo going into next season. And I would not, Acho, I would not slight him on the talent front. He's doing some very unique things. He's answering some questions on the talent front that I had. Number one, can he shoot the mid-range, and will he make the mid-range? In these playoffs, 1/3 of his shots are coming from between 3 and 16 feet, and he is making darn near 50% of them. That is a huge change from the perception of what Giannis was, which is, I'm going to put my head down, I'm going to drive left, I'm going to spin back right, and if nobody strips me, I'm going to finish at the basket. Defensively, he was looked at as obviously a great player. Assist as a playmaker. You could confuse the floor. You could make things difficult for him. He's averaging 3.5 assists to every turnover, again, in these playoffs. That is an extraordinary number, exactly, in this series, on the biggest stage. That's the gold standard for point guards is 3 assists to every turnover. So he's not just doing it in a variety of ways. He's doing it in a talent way that has him in a conversation that he's never been in before. And I can't necessarily say that about any other player in this series, that the view of them has changed that dramatically.
Man, y'all making me think of Kanye right now. If y'all told me I'm never wrong, yeah, y'all right. Remember Kanye said that? That's so deep. All right, next level. It is not Giannis. Y'all catch that later. Kanye ahead of us, y'all. It is Devin Booker. Let me start off with something you can digest. Always judge a man by the distance he's traveled. Judge a man by the distance he's traveled. Let's talk about these distances, shall we? Let's talk about the leap of greatness, shall we? When we're talking about Giannis, we're talking about a former Defensive Player of the Year and two-time MVP versus Devin Booker, who is just a two-time All-Star because of injury. Oh, let's talk about who Devin Booker is now versus who Devin Booker was coming into these finals. I remind you guys that Devin Booker has the most points scored in a player's first playoffs in NBA history. I remind you that he came into these finals averaging 27 points per game, and we were doing this already. Now he's averaging 30 points per game. And he's going to find himself in a conversation where if they come up short, damn, if Devin Booker had some help. Y'all know how that's going to make him look. It's going to inflate him in perception. Damn, Chris Paul, they're going to shoot at you in that respect. Now, let's talk about your points, and let me give you some counterpoints. Acho, I need to see your face right here, because you told me that LeBron came in the league with $10, right? Mm-hmm. And then we saw an $8 bill and a $4 bill.
Yeah, $4 bills.
That Nigerian money there. What the hell is it? Naira? I ain't never seen an $8 bill and a $4 bill, man. Okay, I don't know what actually that is.
Where went Jamaica?
I went Jamaica.
Come on.
You tell me I ain't been
Jamaica,
to either place. But the point is, come on, man. You making up the nominations just trying to get value for these guys. But with Devin Booker, who didn't even start in college. You want to talk how much money you get when you don't even start in college? You're the sixth man, and they got to go to Kentucky practices just to see you to draft you. Hello. And then he comes into these finals. You got him ranked against right now in conversation. This is making my point. Devin Booker's in a conversation with a two-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. That means that if Devin Booker's anywhere in that stratosphere, you gotta give him the nod. Why I take points away from Giannis as well? He's not in the conversation of best player playing in basketball currently, because that's still going to be Kevin Durant once we reset this next year. Don't forget, Giannis had a full squad going against KD Dolo, and KD still was the better player in that series. So he still hasn't elevated himself in a different conversation. It's Devin Booker, y'all.
Are you always lying? Hey, so I had to bring that back, because you're out here telling these hot lies. Let's be reminded that by Tuesday at roughly 10 p.m. Pacific time, Giannis could have one less finals than KD, one less finals MVP than KD, but another regular season MVP over KD. So let's not act as though Giannis at the age of 26 is not already on the heels of who is maybe the greatest player or the most talented player in the NBA right now. I say Giannis's legacy has been built by this moment more than anybody else, because he came to the league as a 15th overall pick. Remember, y'all, Giannis only started 20 games his rookie year. 20. He didn't come in the league as a #1 overall pick like LeBron James. Didn't come in the league as a #3 overall pick like Michael Jordan. Giannis came in the league having sold CDs in Greece, just trying to make it. Dude was the second.
Speak it, Acho. Speak it.
He was the second lowest rated player on 2K for my gamers watching the show. If y'all didn't think he was sorry in real life, they thought he was sorry on the game.
Yeah.
And now he's transcended into a two-time back-to-back NBA MVP, and just slick when we started to sleep on Giannis and say, you know what, his game is limited. Now